I had a friend called Tolu, who was one of the few bright spots of my high school life. In high school, I was constantly bullied and I often suffered discrimination, and honestly, I had a terrible high school experience. Tolu was one of the only people I could talk to and not expect any insult. He was one of my few friends in high school, and we would write songs together, listen to music together, and we would often talk about Big Time Rush together, since we both liked the show. He was the one that made me know Bruno Mars, who was his favorite singer, and who later turned out to be one of my favorite singers too. But 2 years after high school, he died of leukemia. I was heartbroken that I wouldn't see him again. I shed some tears for him, and sometimes when I listen to a Bruno Mars song, I'd remember him and I'd think to myself, Tolu would have loved this. Or Tolu, Bruno has changed the style of music again. He would have loved the new Bruno. He was also a very good singer and he wanted to be like Bruno Mars. Anime taught me how to cope with his deaths, and I'll share the tips I learned from anime. Number 1. Acknowledge your feelings. Immediately I heard the news of Tolu's death. I felt incredibly sad, but I also felt guilty. I was so caught up in my problems that I didn't spend a lot of time with him, and I started regretting not being there for him when he needed me. I was going through a horrible time, but when Tolu died, it made it a lot worse. Try to acknowledge any emotions that come out. It could be grief, guilt, anger, or confusion. That's the first step. Erase aired around the time he died, and this part really spoke to me. Satoru was sad because he wasn't able to save Kayo from dying, and he blamed himself because he thought he was able to prevent it. His mother tried to convince him that it wasn't his fault, but he kept on blaming himself. He said that he didn't want Akatsuki to be alone, and his mother said that he managed to do that, but he said that his efforts weren't enough and that he could have done more. His mother said, "It's pointless to blame yourself for something after it happens. There is only so much one person can do, be it you or me." Number 2. Cry. When someone is grieving and I hear people say, "Don't cry," I'm always surprised that people can be so insensitive. Crying is the major way of letting your grief out, and honestly, I'd advise someone that's grieving to cry until you can't anymore. And when you're done crying, make sure to smile after. Yona cried a lot when her father died, and it helped her a lot. After she was done crying, she swore revenge on the people who killed her father and took over her kingdom and started working towards it. Number 3. Take care of yourself. When he died, I found myself not eating because of the sadness. I also found myself staying up when I should have been sleeping because I was just thinking of him. This affected my health terribly, and my mom tried to convince me several times to eat and rest because I was a wreck. Later, I listened to her and I felt better after doing that. Denying yourself food, sleep, and exercise is a normal response to grief, but to leave you in a bad shape, and it's not the best way to honor the deceased. They will want you to enjoy life, so get enough rest, eat well, and get some exercise. I'm sure they'll be happier wherever they are. Satoru wasn't eating because Kayo died, but his mother made him eat so that he won't follow Kayo soon. Number 4. Share your pain. Talk to people you trust about your pain. They could be friends or family members. Just try to talk to anyone about it. Sharing your problems can go a long way, and I'm sure your friends and family members will try to make you feel better because they hate to see you sad. Talking about it will make you feel lighter, freer, and better. Subaru couldn't share his pain for so long, and it was really hurting him inside because when he tells anybody he can return by death, they will die. The moment he knew that he could tell Echidna about it, he felt relieved. He cried and told her about his pain, and he was glad and incredibly happy that he can finally tell someone about what he has gone through. Number 5. Express yourself. I use creativity to express my grief by writing songs about it, and it helped me to an extent. Writing songs also helped me remember him because we used to write songs together. When you're grieving, try to express it through something. It could be making a journal, painting a picture, writing songs. Just find a way to express your grief. It helps. Violet learned to understand emotions and then expressed them in a letter that she sent Gilbert, and it really did a lot for her. Number 6. Do something to preserve their memory. I created a folder on my phone for its pictures and the videos of the memories we shared, and honestly, that made me feel better until I was robbed and I lost the phone. I had already gotten over it to an extent, so the loss of the phone didn't hurt me as much as it would some years prior. Try to find a way to honor their memory. You could plant a tree in their honor, you could create a scrapbook too, you could wear a piece of jewelry in their honor. It also helps you to feel closer to them. Holding their old items helps too. We see countless families in anime making little shrines to preserve the memories of their loved ones. They constantly talk to the shrines like the person was listening. This is a potent coping mechanism. Violet honors Gilbert by constantly wearing a brooch that reminded her of his eyes. She and Nozen kept part of his dead comrade's juggernaut to carry a piece of them with him until he dies. Fushi takes the form of his dead comrades as a way to remember them when they died, and when the knockers take those memories from him, he does everything to get them back. Number 7. Write a letter to the person who died. Write how much you love them. Write about your memories together. Write about how much you miss them. Write about the things you regretted not doing together. Write about how hard it's been since they died. Put all your feelings in a letter, and to help you relieve yourself of some of the grief. Violet wrote a letter to Gilbert when she was ready. She put all her feelings in the letter, and it helped her to cope a little. Number 8. Do things that you loved doing together. This is the best way to feel connected to them. I naturally love doing the things I did with Tolu when he was alive. And sometimes when I do those things, I think of him and I imagine his reactions to me writing a random song verse to an instrumental I heard. This helps a lot and I recommend it. You feel happier that way. Asiripa and her father often hunted together, making Asiripa a skilled hunter. She hunts using the skills that her father taught her, and whenever she hunts, she always remembers her father, which makes her feel better. Number 9. Be gentle with yourself. You can't get over your grief immediately. If you get over their death immediately, then it means that you didn't love them as much as you thought, or you're unusually strong. It could take months or even years to get over them, but don't try to rush it. It's a natural process that takes time. Grief is simply love that has nowhere to go. But as people say, time heals all wounds, and it also applies in this process. So that's how anime can help you cope with the loss of a loved one. I know it's hard, and it takes time to get over their deaths, but with time, these tips will help you to celebrate their lives and find new ways to love them when they aren't with you, instead of mourning their passing. And Tolu, this video is dedicated to you. I'm still trying to enjoy life, and I'm making a lot of progress with that. You'll be surprised about just how much I've changed since we last saw each other. The time I finally get to attend a Bruno Mars concert, I'll make sure I enjoy it for the two of us. Until we meet again.